You won't believe what museum is coming to the metaverse. Why are museums coming to metaverses, and what makes the Upland metaverse the perfect place for a museum? This is what I'm going to address in this video. I'm YK2012, founder of the Upland Guide. On this channel, you can learn everything you need to know about the Upland metaverse, tutorials, strategy, tips, tricks, and a lot more. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and make sure to tell a friend. The fact that players in Upland are able to own digital representations of real-world properties is something that would be really intriguing not only for museums, but for any company or brand that has presence in the real world through shops or stores. Upland is recreating the real world in the metaverse, and this means abiding by many of the physical laws that we have in the real world. For example, traveling between one city and another city is not done instantaneously. You have to take transportation to get from one place to another. You also have to pay for that transportation. So to visit, for example, the Mangueira Samba School in Rio de Janeiro, I would actually have to travel in-game to that location in order to enter into that experience. The same thing if you wanted to purchase legits of any of these NFL football players. You would have to travel to one of these stadiums that are located across Upland. So for a place like a museum that has ties to the physical location that it is located in, the Upland Metaverse would be an ideal place to open up that museum. Upland has already opened about 30 cities in the metaverse, and if they're looking to recreate the real world, they have a lot more to go. So there are cities like Nashville, New Orleans, Santa Clara, and many other smaller cities, and the majority of the 8 billion people on Earth are probably not going to travel to those cities, yet alone to a specific museum in that city. So what's the advantage of opening up a virtual museum? The potential for virtual traffic is astronomical. Many more people play virtual games than they would taking a vacation to a city like Nashville and visiting one specific museum there. So from a financial perspective, the operating costs of a physical museum are going to be, first of all, a lot more than a digital one. And secondly, you are able to reach a lot more people in the virtual world than you are in the real world. So this museum that's opening up in the metaverse that I haven't told you yet isn't actually opening up in Upland, but it will be in Fortnite. Fortnite has over 400 million users, so even just a small portion of those users who might potentially visit a specific experience or museum in this case can be tons more people than this museum would be able to bring in with foot traffic in the real world. So you're probably thinking that the museum I'm going to say is going to be some sort of a famous art museum or some fashion museum, because that seems to be what's trending in the metaverse regarding NFTs and your personal avatars that you want to express yourself. But this museum is actually a virtual Holocaust museum. Now, the person who created this virtual museum for Fortnite is an independent game developer. He is not part of a large Holocaust museum, which many exist worldwide. When addressing this opportunity, the game developer Luke Bernard said, "It's time to adapt. Millions of dollars are being put into museums, which I believe are important, but we are ignoring most of the population and even worldwide." He goes on to say that in the United States, 80% of the adult population has never visited a Holocaust museum. I think you can agree with me when we see that even ourselves we're spending more time online, and our children are spending a lot of their time on these games like Roblox and Fortnite and other virtual platforms. Not everyone is going to have the opportunity to take a trip to, let's say, Manhattan, and even if you do, I don't know how many of those people are going to say, "Wow, let's go have some fun, let's go check out the Holocaust Museum." Now, Luke explains that the museum that he created is not here to replace real-world experiences in real-world Holocaust museums. Visiting one in person is very different from learning about the Holocaust online or through textbooks or through his video games. But it is meant to expose people to the atrocities that happened to the Jews in World War II, where systematically Hitler and Nazi Germany murdered 6 million Jews, looking to exterminate the entire Jewish race. As a grandchild of Holocaust survivors, this headline titled "Fortnite is getting an unofficial Holocaust museum" really stood out and caught my attention. I think that this virtual Holocaust museum is an excellent case study which can show lots of other museums and brands the value proposition of creating a virtual experience for their museums. If these museums are looking for a general presence just online or in any metaverse will do. But if your museum is specifically tied into a real-world location, I think it makes even more sense and the value proposition is even greater that you enter the Upland metaverse due to its geolocational ties. If you've got children who play Fortnite or you do yourself, make sure to check out this Holocaust Museum. And if you want to learn more about the Holocaust in general, you can also find links in the description below.